Never buy a scooter thinking a bigger engine always wins, because in this showdown between the Yamaha Zuma 125 and Honda ADV 160, one might surprise you with how it punches above its weight. Picture this. You're zipping through city streets or hitting some light trails, and you need a scooter that's tough, fun, and won't break the bank. That's why so many riders get stuck choosing between these two. The Zuma 125 from Yamaha has that rugged, go-anywhere vibe, while the ADV 160 from Honda screams adventure with its taller stance. But which one actually delivers on the hype? Stick around because I'm breaking it down piece by piece, from power to handling, and I'll tell you at the end which I'd pick from a daily ride. First off, let's talk engines, since that's what gets your heart racing. The Zuma 125 packs a 125cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine with 4 valves and variable valve actuation. That's tech that helps it switch between low-end torque and higher revs smoothly. It puts out around 8 horsepower and about 9.6 newton-meters of torque. Not huge numbers, but it feels peppy because of that smart valve setup. Fuel injection keeps it running clean, and the liquid cooling handles heat better on long rides. On the other side, the ADV 160 has a bigger 157cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, also fuel-injected, with about 15.8 horsepower and 14.7 newton-meters of torque. That's more grunt right off the line, so if you're carrying a passenger or climbing hills, it edges ahead. Both use CVT transmission, so no shifting, just twist and go. But here's the twist. The Zuma's smaller engine sips less gas. Expect around 101 miles per gallon on the Zuma, while the ADV hovers at 90 to 100. That means fewer stops at the pump with the Yamaha, which could save you cash over time. Question is, do you need that extra power, or is efficiency your jam? I'll circle back to real-world riding later. Now design. This is where they really split. The Zuma looks like a tough little dirt bike on scooter wheels. It's got chunky tires, 120/70/12 up front, and 130/70/12 in the back, which bite into gravel or bumpy paths better than smooth road rubber. The body is all plastic with a rugged frame, dual headlights that give it a mean stare, and a flat floorboard for easy hopping on. Seat height is about 30.9 inches, so shorter riders feel confident, and ground clearance is 5.9 inches. Enough for light off-road, but not extreme stuff. Weight comes in at around 282 pounds wet, making it easy to maneuver in tight spots. The ADV, though, goes for that adventure bike style, like a mini Africa Twin. Taller suspension with 5.1-inch front travel and 4.7 rear, bigger wheels at 14-inch front and 13-inch rear, tires 110/80/14 and 130/70/13. That setup smooths out potholes and lets you tackle rougher roads. Seat height is about 30.1 inches, ground clearance 6.5 inches, better for curbs or trails. It weighs a bit more, about 294 pounds, but feels planted. The ADV has a windshield for wind protection, stepped seat for comfort, and that aggressive beak front end. If you want something that looks ready for a weekend getaway, the Honda nails it. But does that make the Zuma feel cheap? Not really. It's more compact and playful, like a toy you can throw around. Handling and ride quality next, because specs don't tell the whole story. I took both out for spins, and the Zuma shines in urban chaos. Those smaller wheels make it super agile, weave through traffic like nothing, and the wide handlebars give great leverage. Suspension is twin shocks in the back and a telescopic fork up front, soaking up bumps decently for city use. Brakes are disc front and drum rear with no ABS, but it stops quick enough for its speed. Top end is around 60 miles per hour, but it cruises happily at 50. Off pavement, the Zuma's knobby-ish tires and light weight let you hit dirt paths without worry. It's fun for mild adventures like park trails or shortcuts. The ADV feels more grown up on the road. Wheelbase at 52.1 inches versus Zuma's 52.8, but the Honda's taller setup gives better stability at higher speeds. It'll hit 70 miles if you push it. Suspension from Showa is plusher, handling rough stuff like gravel roads or speed bumps without jarring you. Brakes are disc front and rear with ABS on some models, which is a big safety plus in wet conditions. Riding 2-up, the ADV handles extra weight better thanks to that power bump. But in super tight spots, like parking lots, the Zuma turns sharper. So if your rides are mostly highway or mixed terrain, ADV pulls ahead. For pure city fun, the Zuma's got the edge. Features, let's see what extras you get. Both have digital dashes, but the ADV's is fancier, with trip info, fuel gauge, and even a clock. Keyless ignition on the Honda is handy, no fumbling for keys. Underseat storage is bigger on the ADV at 27 liters versus Zuma's 23, and it fits a full-face helmet easy. Both have USB ports for charging your phone, but the ADV adds a 12-volt outlet too. The Zuma counters with a fuel cap on the side for easy fills, and its rear rack is sturdy for bags. No big tech like Bluetooth on either, keeping it straightforward, but the ADV has that smart key system that locks the handlebar and seat, theft deterrent. If gadgets matter, Honda wins, but Yamaha keeps it straightforward and reliable. Price tag time, because that's the decider for many. The Zuma 125 starts around $37.99 MSRP, while the ADV is about $44.99. That's a $700 difference that could go toward gear or mods. Resale? Hondas hold value like gold, but Yamahas aren't far behind. Maintenance is cheap on both, oil changes every few thousand miles, and parts are everywhere. Fuel costs less on the Zuma due to better mileage and smaller tank, 1.6 liters versus ADV's 2.1, but you fill up more often. Over 5 years, the Zuma might save you a couple $100 in gas alone. But if you value the extra power and features, that premium on the ADV pays off. Who are these for? If you're a beginner or city dweller wanting something zippy and tough for errands, the Zuma 125 is perfect. Light, affordable, and handles light off-road like a champ. It's great for teens or anyone under 6 feet who wants easy reach to the ground. On the flip side, the ADV suits commuters who mix highway and trails, or taller riders craving stability and comfort. It's more versatile for longer trips with better wind protection and space. Both are reliable. Yamaha and Honda build stuff that lasts, but the ADV feels more premium. Wrapping this up, if I had to choose one, I'd go Zuma for pure fun and savings, but the ADV if power and adventure are key. It depends on your rides. Test both if you can. That's the real teller. Hit that subscribe button for more scooter showdowns.